Hey, I'm Kev Hillman. Welcome back to MXGP Priors. Here we are, getting ready for the second moto. In Belgium, as the gates drop. Then we get a superb start on the outside as Jonas and Siwa battling for the whole shot. It looks like there's someone down in front. Then we're down the inside though, as it's actually Italian on the Honda. He gets a whole shot. Hillman up into 12, battling for the top 10. As he got Prado and Kenneth Ward in third, battling with Osland. Someone goes slightly wide there in 8th, as you've got Olsen, you've got Jonas, you've got 4 wide in front. There goes Hillman down the inside of all of them. Oh, not quite, he's gone a bit wide. He goes down the inside of the KTM into the top 5. As he got the unlikely riders at the top in front of him. There's Olsen and Jonas battle over 6th. Now Ward and Jonas. Jonas is forcing his way through. He's got Garcia in front, in 3rd, or he was. So Jonas found his way by. Now it does Hillman, up into 4th. It's Hillman with Jonas, squeezes out the Latvian. And here comes Olsen as well for the fun, trying to make it an overall victory double as well. Where are you going, Hillman? I bring yourself like hell into the final corner as you end the first lap. With at least 3 of the total contenders where you expect them to see. You've got Osland battling with Cummington over 8th. Look at Olsen. Oh, he wants that victory. He wants the over. He wants to take massive points out of Jonas. Jonas not having any of it. As Hillman in 5th, he's got the popcorn out. So the best show in town at the moment. He's coming to the head of Ward into 7th. And Hillman once again with this setup that he used in France and the second race in the Czech Republic so well, which proved to be pretty good in the first race as well when he actually got his act together. As he goes over the jumps. To the outside of Olsen, he's looking to the inside of Jonas. That's never going to work. Someone finds a way down the inside of the Dane. Up into 4th. That must be so frustrating for the Husqvarna rider. As now Hillman gets into Jonas, gets into Olsen. Just stays ahead of Jonas. There's now Olsen behind Covington. So now the Husqvarna pair battling like hell. Nothing went all over the back of Jonas as the top 2. Pretty impressive staying out in front there, pretty close together as well. So he goes Hillman down the inside of Jonas, into the right-hander, into 3rd. As it's still the Italian lead, it doesn't look like he's... Actually no, he's into 2nd, it looks like. Jonas takes it back from Hillman. In the final corner, he's got Patriel behind now, the Frenchman in charge on his Yamaha as Hillman dives from way back on Jonas. He's been very aggressive this race, Hillman. Just letting Jonas know he's there. This is a total opposite of that first race where these two are battling nearly back. Now you can see them battling out the front. In just the early stages, less than 5 minutes of this race, already feels like we've gone 30 laps. As now, for some reason, Jonas just left a wide open gap there. He's got the Italian in front, so he has dropped down to 2nd. And here comes Covington. One a piece of the action, the American. Just like the first race, these 3 battling like a hell. That's where you going, Hillman. Oh, he's into the sign. There goes the chance of a mistake-free race. He's looking so good as well. Until for some reason he just rode into a sign. I mean, he did that quite a lot in the first race as well. You don't understand Hillman at times. As in this sight, Covington all over the back of Jonas. It's just like the reverse of the end of the first race, whereas the KTM men are over the back of the Husqvarna. As he got Ward ahead of the Spaniard for 7th. Hillman lucky to get away with some of those manoeuvres there over that flat out section over the jumps and whoops as well. Let's go for the final corner nice and early on the power from Hillman. It's just around 4 seconds out of that. As we go on to, I believe it's the 4th or 5th lap of the race now. Very easy to lose count. We only had 19 laps in that first race. It surprised me how short laps we are, but then again, it is a long lap, 110 seconds long, compared to Lockett, where he squeezed out another couple of laps. Because their lap times are closer to 90 seconds. So it's a long lap to keep your concentration up. So now your marks in every corner. Just keep the momentum up as well over the whole of a lap. That's why qualifying is so tricky. So you saw for Hillman. So map's not having quite the right setup as well. This softer setup seems to be working very well around it. Hillman is showing a bit wide. Oh, just about survives. See, sometimes he can use the signs to his advantage. Very lucky to get away with that though. We've got the Spaniard now, Osland, battling over 7th. Spaniard getting his elbows out this race. These stages has, and it's like the lead trio have caught up to a 2nd. Wonder how hard the Italian will fight then though. We didn't see much fight in the first race, did we? Apart from the usual suspects like the Suzukis, like Prado. Well, I didn't see Prado, but those Suzukis like Boge, should I say. Simmons sets fastest out, 48.5. Back in those 48s immediately. That's what his consistent out time was at the end of that first race. So you need to just stay in this rhythm then. Where's the leader? Is it Prado leading? It looks like he's getting away. As here goes Covington on Jonas. Side by side. They don't want to battle for 2nd. They're still busy battling over 3rd, it looks like. As the Italian gets swamped up in that now, it looks like. Getting swallowed whole by Covington and Jonas. And Hillman looking to follow them through quickly as well. Let's go over the jumps. That's all, they go a bit wide in front, and there goes the Italian down to 4th. And here comes Hillman as well, following through, so he's up into 4th. And now he's battling with Covington. See outside the American. Trying to make it the inside into the next corner, not quite working out. As he's trying to make it the inside on Jonas. As these three once again all over each other. Seems to be the tale of the last 3 races, these three like this. It looks like Covington's made the move. No, Jonas back by. And Hillman just about survive on the outside. Goes into the inside of Covington. Makes it stick into 3rd. Now can he make it the inside on Jonas? Not quite. Well, he's just holding off on the Husqvarna rider. Outbreaks himself in the final corner though. Right now Covington down the inside, it does. And now he's trying to make the move back on Jonas, as here comes the attack, and he still wants to join in on the fun. That's where's the leader, and it looks like it is Prado. There's a few seconds, around 5, between 5 and 10 seconds up the road. So not that far at all, this gap at the end of the first third of the race. As Hillman sweeps down the inside, and Covington sweeps down the inside of Jonas. The American makes the move work. Hillman doesn't quite. Or does he? Into the next corner, pushes Jonas wide. Makes a move as he tries to catch up to Jonas' teammate Prado and take victory here. In the second race in Belgium, once again in the second race of a round, Hillman is coming alive. So go for the left and the right. Nicely on the power as well over the jumps. Oh, he's definitely hooked up this section. Look at this. Full sideways with the left-hander as well. Full pelt holds on. He's going to the second third of the race, so the first third definitely did work out on this occasion. For Hillman, none of the race really worked out on that first moto, but second moto is going to plan at the moment. Just needs one rider to pass. He's not that far up the road. Someone a bit wide in the right hand. That was a bit sloppy. Go through the final corner, clip the inside bank, but it's still going to be a fastest lap, is it? What a 48.5 was that? From Hillman, at least he's being consistent. Definitely is in his rhythm round here. In the melt. Showing off for the fans as well, some of that side raise action. He did get him past Covington and Jonas. Go over these jumps. Very tricky through these fast right-handers as well. As the race progresses, might not be flat out through there. This is 2.3 seconds back of Garcia. It's over the jumps. And through the flat out left and right. Got to make sure you kind of line up the bike as well of that right-hander for that jump heading into the tabletop. And through the left and the right. Oh, the inside there. Just pushing Hillman. He doesn't mind that. Definitely is finding his groove round. It's a fantastic circuit to ride around as well once you get into the flow of it. Some very high speed sections, high speed corners such as this right hander. Just so tricky, slightly off camber as well. He's going into the corner. Just kind of leads you to an outside line when you want to be on the inside. Have that in quite a few of these corners, especially with the banks as well. You can carry some speed into them, a bit more than you perhaps think you could. As Hillman sets off 47.3, he's in full pursuit mode. As we approach the halfway mark of this race, he's all over the back of Garcia. He's distanced himself from Jonas and Covington. Just a shame he made that mistake. Because he doesn't look like he's making any mistakes now. Just as you say that. Goes slightly wide. As he's a second back of Garcia. He's got a fantastic gap behind to the likes of Jonas and Covington. So if Hillman gets ahead of Garcia, there's a good chance one of them will finish third. So that'll be more than the gap he needs to gain on Jonas. As he tries to work on his teammate now. In his favourite section. But the young Spaniard holding on for the time being. And we'll have to back out slightly in that left-hander so he can get into the groove on that inside rut as well. Tries to net to the inside. That wasn't really an overtake. He can't into the right hand and make a move. He can maybe out of it though if he gets a good run. Over this whoops and jump section. As he's 4/10 behind. Looking to the inside, makes the move on Garcia. Oh, Sandy says no though. There's one thing wrong with this setup. He is the straight line speed and highlighting it again out of that right hander. Just not got the speed here when he sets another. I think it was a low 48 on that occasion. Almost a 47. Is that the move to take the lead? Looks like it is. Looks like he's holding on into the next left. So Hillman finally leads in Belgium. It took him a race and a half to do it. As Covington and Jones are still battling like hell over third. Let's see if Prado and Hillman will be doing that over the lead. Maybe not with the rhythm that Hillman is in at the moment. As you can see, Prado right on Hillman's tail still. We're coming up to the Hillman section. Let's go out through the left and right. It's all nice. It landed straight in the middle. Like you want to do with your golf ball in a fairway. Hit straight in the middle of it. That's what Hillman did over that jump. Nicely using the rear end as well over that jump to kind of scrub some speed. And now that might be all she wrote as well for this race. For Prado and quote. Hillman in the lead. Just got himself to beat him. Now, did that in the first race convincingly, but he doesn't often do it in the second races. Go over the jump. It's the right-hander past the crew. He must be very happy seeing what Hillman is doing. Old man still got it. As he does a 46 as well. That's insane that time. It's going to be posting 45s. And so in the second half of the race, I think it's fair to say this middle third has gone as planned. It's right, a mistake to begin it. It's just rode maybe the best he has all season in chasing down Prado. I mean, there's been some races where he's dominated, such as like in Argentina early in the season, like we've seen in Netherlands as well, in Italy, Portugal. I saw that riding to get past. Jonas commented in the riding to catch Prado. Right on it. Absolutely superb. His victory in France probably still ranks his best just because of how tough that racetrack is. Tough is on the calendar. Oh, it's Hillman down. That was stupid. That was lazy. Might allow Prado back into this. See, just as he built up a lead, just so he talked about how good he was riding, makes a stupid mistake like that, and again. I know Prado was very nice to just let Hillman regain the lead. Didn't overtake him, just let him have it. So he's made more mistakes on one lap than he did in the previous, I don't know, 10 laps. Absolutely ridiculous, but that's what you get with Hillman, unfortunately. But yeah, his pursuit of Prado this race, as I said, probably ranks among his best riding the season, that middle third. Just a shame he's ending the third as he began it with mistakes. But he is holding on to the lead just from the Spaniard. Looks like he has officially regained it now. Go out the left-hander. Getting Prado just a couple of tenths back in this part of the lap, but now we go into Hillman land. Where he can just fly away over that tabletop and into this twisty section. But this setup really does come to the fore, helping manoeuvre the bike through that section. And over the jump as well. So that's a bit close for the flat out left-hander. So the sign on the inside, but it managed to control the bike just, Hillman. Now through this right-hand, it's Achilles heel. Either goes too close to the signs, or he's just not confident enough to carry the speed down this section, but on this occasion it seems like he nailed it. He's got the gap behind to Prado. Okay, enough speed through that right-hander that he didn't just collapse on himself. And what better way to answer or pour that like that by setting the fast out of the race off 46.5. That's even battling with Prado in the first section of the lap. Maybe that 45 is possible. You never know. So we're in the final third of the race then, so I think you can guess what the objective is for Hillman. And he achieved what he needed in the middle third. Now let's see if he can just be mistake-free and ride on and confirm this as one of his best races of the season. Still, it's only 3 mistakes, which is damn good for him so far. Especially compared to the first race, almost in double figures again. Especially early in the season, like in Indonesia and Thailand. Not very good rounds. It's over the jump. It's not bad. Especially in Qatar, that first race, that was a horror show. So it was like 20 mistakes. He's never getting near that total again, at least. Even when he is having poor races. With 9 minutes remaining. Around 7 or 8 laps. Maybe. It's very much looking like a champion once again, Hillman, at this level. As I said, rumours, this might be his last full season as well. Maybe not looking to step back up to MXGP, seeing the Jeffrey Hurlins of the world and seeing Corodi still up there. And guys like Clement Desales as well on the Kawasaki. Kawasaki definitely got all the eggs in the Belgian basket. The MXGP level, there might not even be room for Hillman and the Belgian to be together in that team. But we'll see. All these mistakes during the years, through the seasons, definitely have to do, unfortunately, some concussions and broken bones. Definitely not the healthy young rider he was a few years back. Like all riders, they go a bit through hell during their career. And we're definitely familiar with that, with his wild riding style as well. He definitely took him out Supercross. That's why he's back here in MXGP, MX2, doing this instead of spending time in Supercross because of the accidents he had over there. And we worked out in the end. He grabbed a couple of titles. Probably should have had another one added as well. I do wonder if we see him go back to Supercross maybe after this, or if this actually is the end of the road for him. We'll see. We'll see what Kawasaki decides, what Hillman decides at the end of the season. He's definitely enjoying this place. Riding like a hell. After those slight mistakes on that dodgy lap, set a fastest lap, right back into the rhythm. And that's maybe the thing he's learnt the most from America as well. And that Supercross, just getting into that rhythm and sticking to it. Such a tricky thing to do around these ever-evolving tracks outside as well. But you also had that in Supercross in those stadiums at night. Very much more of a entertainment showman feel, the Supercross events. They had the spotlight on you all the time. There's no hiding there. I think it did Hillman the world of good as well when he came back. It was a bit sloppy at first. Still is sloppy. Okay, you can just look at the first race here, but this seems to come back a bit more battle-hardened as a rider. And with just over 5 minutes remaining in this race, so he demonstrated once again in this race with that poor lap and just coming back in this rhythm, like a hell to everyone else. Just pulling away. As he sets another 47, I think that was, almost a 46. I wonder how the home heroes are doing. You of course talked about the say in MXGP, but MX2 got Liber, Belgium on the KTM. Often a good shout for a top 10. We'll see if he's scored in his second race. And giving something the home fans to cheer about. Of course, lots of Dutchmen as well. Across here too. Germans, French. Quite a hub. There's Belgium. As we've got, I want to say 4.5 laps remaining, but we'll see. See how quickly Hillman rattles off these laps. Seem to be flying by now that he's in the lead. We probably could even get 20 laps as well, maybe go a lap longer than we did in the first race. But we'll see in the end what happens. She's definitely a bit better for the right hander, maybe just staying wide on purpose, but also losing that bank a bit more. Get that whole shot onto the next section. You see he's doing it into the right hander as well. It's a bit flatter on the inside of the corner, especially in this final corner as well. That's such a flat corner compared to most of the rest of the track. That's partly why it's such a difficult corner to get right. Because you've got all these ruts and grooves in most of the corners. Then you've got that final corner where it's just almost feels like MotoGP track. So smooth compared to everything else. So you're just trying to ride it like a MotoGP track, and it can be difficult getting that right as well. So here goes Hillman, lapping a rider for the first time in Belgium. Maybe the last lap rider. Let's see the gap in front. Can't imagine the gap's too big. Let's see, can't see any riders in front though. So it just about makes that tabletop work. So a bit wide for the left. For the right, for the left. Ooh, got away with an adventurous line there. Bit tight into the left hander, but still flat out. Still getting the tail end out for the crowd. As it will be 3 laps remaining after this lap, so you've got just over 3 laps to go. Looking at the timings, so we're once again going to be close to 47 or 46, it feels like. Go for the final corner. Oh no, that's bad, he hit the rut on the outside, got stuck. Might even be a 48, no, 47. Maybe denied it with a 46. That poor corner as he goes past what surely must be a bandstand, but there's no bands, just people standing there. You get some music going. We haven't seen much of Vape Nation as well. Normally you see quite a crowd. You see him a bit there on the inside, the first corner, but that's about it. Barely any smoke around it. Quite placid round here compared to most tracks. It's not as crazy as we see in, say, Latvia. Lots of Vape Nation there. Someone coming up to lap another rider. Goes over that jump, just about clearing that tabletop. That tabletop's very tricky as Hillman gets into the Frenchman. He's battled with quite a lot for position in Belgium. Now doing it to lap him. I think he even battled for position in this race. At the start. Now look, total opposite how their races have played out. So there you go, Hillman. That's a good run onto this section. No, it's around a second slower than he was in the previous lap up to that point. Again, he did have to lap a rider. Let's see if he can get this final corner right this time. Nope. Bit narrow an entrance. Just runs wide on the exit, but still another 47. He was consistent 48s at the end of that race in the first race. Now it's consistent 47s. This shows how much he steps up his game as well into the second races. If only he could perform like this all the time, then we probably wouldn't have had as interest in a championship. I wonder who's winning the battle of Jonas and Covington, most importantly for the championship. If Jonas is off the podium for the first time in both races this season, it really starts to open up, not just for Hillman, but for Covington, for Prado to drag himself back into the title hunt, for Olsen as well. You know, he's dropped back in this race. He did gain a good chunk in the first race. Did the Dane. And him and Hillman should be scoring similarly. Same with Covington as well. Actually, maybe a bit less, Covington. And Jonas could actually be scoring the least out of all 5, which would be perfect. But we're seeing an lap and a half time as there's just been an exhibition at the front since regaining the lead from Prado. This final third has gone as smoothly as Hillman would have liked. It's again a second slower than he was on the previous lap. And there you go, Hillman using all of the banking, showing he can do it. Something he definitely used from Supercross as well. Better use the bank so he gets into the 48s. What a disappointing that from Hillman. To go on to the final lap. Oh, and he's down! Did they make that sign bigger? Don't crack under pressure. What a great sign to restart to. What joker put that sign up? Okay. There's also a rider in front, and I think it's unlikely he's going to lap him now. I think the gap's too big for Hillman, but it's a shame that he's ended with another mistake. So that's his 4th of the race, but kept it under 5. He will get a mistake-free race this season. He will. With that mistake, that was easily avoidable. All of the mistakes in this race were easily avoidable. Just a bit sloppy from Hillman. Well, so once again, this race is going to work out for the championship. It's not just going to be a single point he gains on Jones. It could be close to double figures. So again, just chipping away at that championship lead, like everyone has been doing. It's never going to be, say, a 20-point swing with the way Jonas rides, the way he's managed to rack up the points and the results. So he's going to be chipping away 5 points here, maybe 6, between 5 and 10 points at most. That's what's happening here as well as that rider almost got in the way of Hillman. In fact, it has. He's forced him wide. As he going to the final corner where it'd be nice. No, he's going to lap him. You don't need to do an extra lap, mate. Put your feet up as Hillman wins the second moto. So in the end, Hillman wins by 17 seconds after 19 laps. So he still had 19 laps in the end, with Covington winning the battle for 3rd. Just a second and a half behind Prado. And Olsen up to 4th, ahead of Jonas down in 5th. Oh, what a poor weekend for the Latvian. With the Italian holding on to 6th. Great job on the Honda ahead of Patriel. Seward Muse not able to follow up that podium with a good result. Well, he's still got a top 10, but would have hoped for at least a top 5 after that first race. And Hunter Lodds ran out the top 10 ahead of Bogues, but a home hero. I said he often gets top 10s. Of course, he finishes outside it in his home race in 12th. in Osland, and at the back is Ivanov. As Leiber, Hillman got him the highest step on the podium. We like you. And of course we like you, Osland. Oh, get out of here, bogies. Seriously. So Hillman and Olsen share the overall victory with 43 points. Prado a single point pack. Covington in 4th. Muse in 5th. Jonas down in 6th with 31 points. Just us in the race, see we chip away at his win with between 5 and 10 points. Of course, you're getting back 12 points this weekend. Just trying to make me look a fool, Belgium, aren't you? As we've got Patriot in 7th. The Italian 8th. Then the Suzuki's round out the top 10. See we're ahead of Lawrence of Leiber in 11th. All level on 22 points though, and at the back is Ivanov. So in the championship, it's less than a race win that separates the top 3. Jonas leads by 23 points ahead of Hillman. Olsen just a further 2 points back. Covington in for 31 points behind. And he still can't roll out Prado, 54 points back of his teammate. So the top 5 are still battling with 5 rounds remaining, 10 races to go, a maximum of 250 points on offer, if my maths is correct. As we've got Patro leading the charge behind in a lonely 6th ahead of Siwa, who's in a lonely 7th. With Lawrence now a single point ahead of Leiber, who's just 9 points ahead of Bogus. Great battle in the lower half of the top 10. As in this, like the Brits closing in on the Italian, just 5 points behind as Varna Rider. And then looking further back, you got Van Dotnik, who wasn't in his home race on the Yamaha. Pretty disappointing to see, as you got the South African right at the back, but he's barely raced this season. So decent amount of credits and fame earned. And next time we had to the fiendish Switzerland's get the Fraudenfeld. Can Hillman grab another chunk of points out of Jonas? Where you take a cake and take a huge bite out of it, or will you take tiny nibbles and just chip away at Jonas's lead next time? We'll find out if him and Olsen can continue this championship charge. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you then.